So there's all sorts of different ways to do a pulley rig, but I really like utilising these proper pulleys by Breakaway. Quite simple. This isn't an advert for Breakaway, but I'm also using their leg clips as well. So as for the line, with these sort of rigs we're chasing conger, skate and bass as well. So we're looking at a heavier line between 40 and 70 pounds. Something like a 4.0 or 5.0 hooks. You can use pennels on these rigs as well. And we're going to use aero beads, as long as the bead is wider than the gap in the pulley and not too bulky. Give you a rough idea of how this rig lays out. You want to put the clip onto the lead itself, tie it on and run the line through the pulley, back down the other side, and we'll come on to measuring how long you want the line in a moment. Eventually going to put the hook on the other end, but the only two things you need to put on this side of the pulley is firstly the bead. Aero beads are quite good, and the crimp. I'm only using the amnesia because it's the black line that sort of shows up better in the video. So just clip off the amount you need. 2 foot should be enough for now. And then thread it through the pulley. So the distance from the lead all the way to the other end of the line is going to be about 2 foot, so a foot either side. You don't want it too long, because when a fish takes, you're going to have a big distance between fish and lead. As for the beads, you can use all sorts of beads. I don't like them too big and bulky. This is why we use the aero bead. Maybe the very small 5mm ones. So the biggest of the aero beads in that pack seem to do fine. Thin end first. You can always cut the line, put an angle on it. Sometimes I just use the clippers to put the crimp on itself. Then I'll tie the hook on. Seen this a few times before. And let's speed this one up. Always remember to moisten as well. So it's worth checking you've actually got everything in the right order at this point. So it should go your lead clip. You can put another bead in there. I'll show you why in a minute. But basically your pulley's next, bead, and then the crimp. So we're going to tighten the crimp onto the line. Just to find out where that goes, you want to put the hook onto your hook clip. In this example we're using a lead that's got one already on it. Keep it nice and straight, make sure it doesn't twist, and then you should get something like that. And then you want to push it up close to the pulley, not too close that it jams in there. You can leave a little bit of a gap, as long as it's underneath, that should be fine. And then gently crimp that on. Worth checking the line as well, because you can over crimp these, and of course that's directly to the hook. That's it, have a quick check. I tend to measure it up a little bit just to make sure everything's in the right place. Of course, when a fish takes, it's going to slide that lead right up close to the line, which is good for the snags, but obviously there's a bit of a distance between the lead and a hook fish, so you don't really want this too long, this lead. Keep it nice and short. That's it, nice and simple pulley rig. Do you use these? Have you used them to good effect? I'd love to know in the comments. Or if you've got a better way of doing a pulley, please let us know and we can learn together. Thanks very much for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I will be getting out fishing soon, I promise. Making funny noises. Let's get him up.